Hey guys, I'm Harini and welcome to my channel. If you guys saw my previous video, you guys know that I went to the book fair at the BMICH, and today I thought I will do a book haul to show you guys what I bought. And today I only have a white wall behind me as the backdrop, so I thought I'll invite two of my friends. Well, he's not mine actually. I got him for a birthday present and I still didn't give him, so I thought, okay, why not just let him be in this one video before I give him away. I'm pretty sure my friend, well, she's very young, but I'm pretty sure she won't mind just for this once. And just a warning, I bought, I don't know, 20 something books, almost 30 books, so without further ado, let's get right into it. One of my favorite authors is Cassandra Clare, and I was looking forward to buy her book Chain of Gold. I think it's her last book this time, and I was really sad I could not find it anywhere, and so I bought this one. This is the first book of the Dark Artifacts and it's Lady Midnight. I read this book. I haven't bought it. I read I think it's a shortened version online, so I thought I will just buy the physical book as well because I have all the other Cassandra Clare, her Shadowhunter books, so why not? Then I bought these three books. These three are the third, fifth and sixth books of this series, Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan, the author of Percy Jackson. I have read the first and second books, and I also bought the fourth book from the Big Bad Wolf. I could not find the third book last time, so I ended up buying the fourth book because I found a hardcover. So I think these three books, I think that's only 6 books, so I guess I own every book of the series now. So speaking about this series, this is also like a spin-off version of Percy Jackson. It's set in the same world. In this book we find out not only there's Camp Half-Blood, but there's also a camp called Camp Jupiter, but these two camps are set apart by their parents of the Half-Blood, which are gods and goddesses, because these are children from Roman gods and Greek gods, and I can't remember which is which. I think Camp Half-Blood is the Greek gods. Yeah, I haven't read the book in quite some time, but well, Roman gods and Greek gods hate each other, therefore their children hate each other, and every time they meet each other they are going to fight. So even though they encounter the others, they are going to forget and all that. But in this series they find out foes that are way stronger for only one camp to deal, so therefore the only way they can actually defeat these foes are by coming together. I don't know whether they will come together, they have to come together unless the whole world is going to get ruined. The next one is, actually the next 3 books is also from one series, the Luna Chronicles, and these are the second, third and the fourth books. I bought the first book last year, which is Cinder. So this is Scarlet, Crest and Winter, and these are sort of based on, Cinder is based on Cinderella but not exactly a Cinderella story. So Scarlet I think is, I'm not sure, I think it's Sleeping Beauty. Oh no, I think it's Red Riding Hood. Crest is, as you guys can see, How to Be Rapunzel, and this one I think is Snow White. And this book is set in the future, like the future China, and they are also in the middle of a huge pandemic like us, Well, it is way worse than corona because if you get, I think it's called the blue fever or something. Okay, I can't really remember the name again, but somehow if you get this, like, there's no question you're going to die. Like, it's just a matter of time. So it's quite scary. And also there are people living in the moon who are called the Lunas, and apparently they are at least the queen is such a cruel person, and she is looking forward to overtake the whole world, which is not a nice thing. People hate Lunas because they somewhat have magical powers that human does not have. But the main thing about this book is cyborgs and robots. Robots are obviously properties of people, and even cyborgs, even though they are human, because they have mechanical parts, are also treated as things and properties of people, which are not nice. And what I like about these books are, even though they are based on fairy tales like Cinderella and Red Riding Hood, they are not exactly going according to the story. The next thing, don't laugh at me, is the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah, for a person who reads a lot of books, I still haven't read the Harry Potter. Well, I have read the first book and the fifth book. I read the fifth book when I was like really young, when I was around 14 years old, and I can't remember anything, and I can't even find the copy. It wasn't mine, it was my dad's, and somehow it's missing. So I might end up buying the fifth book as well in the future. But well, I bought the first book last time, second book this time. I'm not sure whether I'm going to continue. I mean, the story is nice despite J.K. Rowling being cancelled and all that. Let's not hate the books because the books are amazing. Then I bought the third book, Heirs of Fire, from a Throne of Glass series, and I loved the first book. I'm currently reading the second book, and so I bought the third book. So this series is written about Selena Sardotian, the Ardalan's assassin. I hope that's Ardalan, that is how it's pronounced, I'm not sure. And in the beginning of the first book, she was caught by the kingdom and was put in this prisoner camp. What is it called exactly again? I can't remember. Well, it's a prison camp, I think. And well, she is being tortured there when finally she gets a choice to escape that place by becoming the king's champion. And the thing is, Selena hates the king. Like, people from Ardalan and from the surrounding countries hate this king, but somehow becoming the king's champion is the only way out for Selena from this prisoners camp. And at the end of the day, she has to take the chance and compete with other people to become the king's champion. And somehow there may or may not be a love triangle between her, the prince, and the general of the army. I don't know. And next, these two books are the third book and the fourth book from the Clifton Chronicles by Jeffrey Arch. And compared to all the books I showed you guys previously, these two books are like the most mundane book, because every previous book I showed you guys are fantasies, but these two are normal, like normal human world. The book is based around this boy Harry Clifton, and in the first book we could see his childhood and schooling days, and then I don't know, the series is so nice. I won't say that much about the series. I'm not sure how to tell you guys about this book without giving you guys spoilers, except Harry is this illegitimate son of a rich man who had no idea who his father actually is, and he grows up in a poor family, but because of his brilliant mind, people around him help him to get to this big school in a big city where he find his best friend and get tangled in a crazy, I won't call it an adventure, but I mean crazy things happen. There are a lot of plot twists and things like that also in this book. So if you guys are not into fantasies, these books are like, I mean, I bought the third and fourth book, and I'm not usually into books that are not fantasies, but these are so good. And the next book I bought is also from Jeffrey Archer. It's called Heads You Win. Something about that title, Heads You Win, drew me to this book. I have read a lot of Jeffrey Archer books, and they are always based on mundane incidences, and he has a way of writing these mundane incidences in a way that they are really interesting. I have read like a considerable amount of Jeffrey Archer books. There are a ton, so I have read a few, and I still haven't got my hands in a book that I did not like or would have called boring. Every single one of his books are really interesting, and they are very different from one another. So just by reading this title, I cannot assume what this book is going to be about. And I mean, I guess I can say by the description. I did not read the description, so I don't feel like doing that right now. So let's keep that book and go to the next one. The next book is also by Rick Riordan. It is from the Kane Chronicles, and I think this is the first book. I hope it's the first book, The Red Pyramid. So I have heard, I only read Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan, but I know that Percy Jackson series is also awesome, and I bought this one to try it out. I have no idea what this book is about either, but I already know it's also going to be awesome. The next book I bought is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I think that's how the name is pronounced, I'm not sure. This is the author of The Girl on the Train, and I read that book. It's amazing. It is based on a murder mystery, and whoa, that book is like filled with huge twists, and that is like the very first book that I have ever read that has a very problematic protagonist, because most of the books you have your protagonist, and they might not be perfect, but they are actually like good people. But the girl from The Girl on the Train, the girl on the train, she is a drunken mess that has just been divorced, and I had my doubts going into that book, but that book turned out to be really awesome, so I wanted to try this one out as well. The next book I bought is The Unexpected Consequences of Love by Jill Marshall, and Unpredictable Consequences of Love. Anywho, I have read one of Jill Marshall's books, so I thought I will give this a go as well. This book is also a mundane romance novel. Mundane, why? Why do I keep calling books mundane books? Well, not fantasy. That's what I mean by mundane. Hopefully I will love this book as well. The cover is so cute, so I don't regret buying it. The next book I bought is actually kind of damaged at the bottom. I didn't see it when I bought it. Now I'm kind of sad. But it is Secret Daily Teachings by Rhonda Byron. So this is not a storybook, it is more like life advice, I think. I'm not sure, I haven't read this book yet, but I have read the book The Magic by the same author, and that book was about the law of attraction. And if you guys don't know about the law of attraction, I think you guys should search it out. There are a ton of YouTube videos, and if you guys want, you guys can also buy the book The Magic. It's awesome. And so since this book is also very famous, I thought I will give it a shot, even though it's a hardcover and was kind of expensive. The next two books, actually I bought it because their covers look so pretty, like, don't they? Especially this one. I mean, this one is from a series, and the series had, I think it's called the Selection series, and the series had a lot of beautiful covers, and this I think is actually the worst out of it, and the worst cover is also pretty. So sadly this was the first book of the series, so I bought the first book. So if I love this one, I can buy the rest of the series next time. Hopefully I will be able to find the rest of the series next time. So this book is about America's singer. That is actually her name, and a lot of girls are trying to win the heart of this prince called Prince Maxon, and somehow I don't know why America also entered the competition or whatever it is, despite the fact that she is not interested in the prince at all, and she also have a lover, and I don't know, it sounds interesting. I'm really looking forward to find out why she enters this competition when there are tons of girls who are like really willing to marry the prince, to win the prince's heart, and this girl don't even want that life, and it is not the life that she has imagined to herself, but she somehow enters the competition. So I don't know, I'm really curious to read this one. So I saw this in the rack and I just bought this book. I didn't even wait to check what this book is about, and now I've realized that this book is actually a sequel to a book I don't own. Anyways, I'm going to read it. It's the Committed, a Love Story by Elizabeth Gilbert, and I don't know whether I'm going to wait to buy the first book and read it and then read this, or I will just go ahead and read this one. I think I will just go ahead and read this one. The next book I bought is The Burning Chamber by Kate Moss or Mosse. I don't know whether that is silent or not. Anyhow, this book actually is, I think, is a quite famous book, and it is based on the time period of like the 16th century to, I don't know, 19th century. I tried finding about this book based around a religious war that happened in France in the 16th century, and then South Africa in the 19th century. I don't know, that is a history I have no idea about. So in this book, the main character, a 19-year-old girl, one day finds a letter left to her in the bookstore of her father saying she knows you live, and somehow she has to decipher the message alone. I don't know whether something happens to her parents or not, but she meets someone and she has to end up helping this person to accomplish his own mission, and well, therefore she just gets herself tangled in a huge adventure. That is what I get from this book and the back description. I think it's going to be really awesome. The next book I bought is 0 Days by David Baldacci. I hope that's how his surname is pronounced. And I shortly read the description and I found out the book is about an investigator in an criminal investigation division, and boy did I just bought it. In this book, the main character John Fuller the investigator, goes to this small town, I guess, to solve a murder mystery, and he has to cooperate with the detectives of that town, and somehow they get themselves tangled in a huge crime that is probably countrywide, and I guess there's a little romance in this book as well. I'm not sure how to read it and see. These two books are actually the last two books, and I have seen a lot of booktubers talk about these two books, so I really wanted to buy them, and when I saw them I bought it. So this book is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. It is about wizards or I don't know, warlocks, whatever they call themselves. Well, I guess it's about two friends. I'm not so sure what the storyline is, but I've heard a lot of people give good reviews about this book, so I wanted to try it out. The last book, The Fifth Tale by Rick Yancey, is also a book that I have heard getting a ton of good reviews. The book is about Cassie, a survivor of an apocalypse, and she is trying to live on her own because she thinks that's how she can survive the apocalypse. But that is until she finds this guy, and this guy is her only hope in surviving this, and they have to work together to survive. And I guess the book is pretty much based on how they survive the apocalypse. So guys, that's it for the book haul. Let me know down in the comments below, did you go to the book fair 2020? If so, what books did you buy? And also tell me if you guys have any video ideas for me as well. And if you guys love this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. So I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, you guys have my love. Bye.